So I got down and went and sat in the back seats there, and with Peggy and Judith. And then we just continued on, and he was just wrestling with the wheel the whole time, you know, pulling it through sand, up dunes, and there was a few past, obviously other people have been there. There was car tracks deep over here, not so deep there, and shallow over here, and then Rafu had to choose which one he wanted to go on, you know. And oh God, that poor man! I can't imagine anyone driving for 17 hours like that. And the kind of driving that he had was unbelievable. So we kept going. We saw 6 cars coming our way. So, and we drove 7 hours on that sandy road. Then we had to get on. We got on the pavement. No, then we got a sandwich from the cook. He had made a lunch for us, Daniel had, and he had a round bread. He cut it in 2, he put mayonnaise on it, and he put an omelet, onion and omelet on it. And Glenna says, "This is not an omelet, this is scrambled eggs." I know what an omelet looks like. But anyway, whatever, it was eggs. And it tasted good, but there was too much bread. What he should have done was cut 2 layers through and put 2 omelets there, and then it would have been better. But we ate that, and then we would stop on the way. And for one thing, we said, "We have to pee, stop." And then he stopped the car, and everybody gets out and runs. Whether you had to go or not, you did it, because you know, God knows when you're going to stop again. And you go, the ladies all went over here, and the guys went in the front, you know, and then we'd start again. And then sometimes we would stop, and Danielle would run into a place and bring back Coca-Cola, and she would bring back maybe a roll, a hard roll, or a scone, or something to eat, maybe bananas, you know, because we're going for hours with no food, and we're not stopping at restaurants because we have a time schedule there that we have to get there. That's crazy. I never was on such a long trip in my whole life. And then halfway, let's see, we drove 17 hours, but more than halfway there, we met the other trucks coming our way, and it was new people, and there they are with their white shirts on, you know, and no suntan on yet, you know, and we're there looking like dirt with our dirty clothes. Our white shirts are dirt, and hello, you know. So we got into their trucks, they got into ours. Then we had Clement was our driver, the new man, and we drove forward, keeping on going to Bamako, and they were going back to Timbuktu to meet with the group that stayed behind to take the extension in the desert. Thank God we didn't take the extension in the desert. Oh, that's all I could think of when I was on that camel. Thank God we didn't take the extension. So now we drove to Bamako. 17 hours. Rafu drove 17 hours. Of course, he went back, but he still had to drive 17 hours, no matter which way you put it. And then we flew from there to Paris. And when we stopped in Paris, we quick rushed to the bathroom, and everybody's pulling their clothes off. We had new underwears with it so we could put it on. You know, I mean, you've been gone for days already with the same pants and brassieres. So we changed our brassieres and pants, and we washed, and we did what we could. And I took off my dirty one, and I didn't have a clean one. God, I made a mistake there. I had to put on another dirty one. So that was that. And so we got that, and then we stopped, and we had something to eat. And Betty and I had a lovely sandwich there with cheeses and tomatoes on it. Ours was wonderful.